All right, so today we're finally going hands-on with the freewell ND filter kit for your Mavic Mini. Do you actually need this for a drone of this caliber? Let's find out. Stick around. What's good? Welcome back, everybody. OriginaldoBo, and today I'm finally going hands-on with the freewell ND filter kit for your Mavic Mini. Now, this is a set of 8 ND filters for your Mini. You get 4 polarizing filters, 1 CPL filter, and 3 normal ND filters. And I gotta say, the quality of these are really top-notch. I really love freewell's attention to detail. I'm just gonna bring the polarizing filter in so you can actually take a close look at this filter. It is really, really well built and well done. You can see that they've done an incredible job of trying to mill these and machine out any excess material, so that way they can make these as light as they possibly can. And they've done a great job on that. So beneath here is the Mavic Mini, and below that is a scale. I'm gonna take the Mini off the scale here and turn the scale on. I have the standard ND filter on here, and this is what the standard ND filter looks like. Very similar to the polarizing. It's just a wider piece of glass that goes across the Mini's lens. And scale set to 0. It's also set to grams. This is a brand new scale that I bought today. Thank you, Walmart. I know there's going to be a lot of critical people who says, well, it could just be your scale. It could be your scale, Dobo. Maybe it's showing wrong. Listen, the first time I see an FAA agent in the field walking up to me with a fruit scale will be the first time. And it'll be also the first time that I run
freeze drone scum
so damn fast. What the hell are you doing in the field with the fruit scale, you schmuck? All right, let's go ahead and put this on the scale, shall we? So it's coming in at 249 grams. And just to satisfy all the critics and cynical people out there in YouTube land, let's go ahead and just turn it around just for the hell of it, because I know how scales are biased. And let's go ahead and turn it like this, just for the hell of it. So it's still coming in at 249 grams, which tells me that the weight of this ND filter is not quite enough to do anything whatsoever to this drone's weight capacity. And I guess if I really wanted to, I could do something like this. I don't know if necessarily, I don't even know how the f you would weigh that. But I don't think that would, increase the weight. So that was with the standard ND filter, but let's try it with the polarizing filter to see if there's any difference in weight. I don't think there will be, but let's find out. So let's go ahead and put this on. And the way these things clip in, it's actually, I'll show it up here. It's pretty cool. It just clips in the back. If you've ever owned a Spark, which maybe some of you didn't, it just goes over the top portion, and there's some vents back there. See those vents? That's what it's actually clipping into. So it's actually really easy. It just sort of slips on over. It's like, I don't know, it's like eyeglasses for your drone. Let's put that on here now. So base weight still 249 grams. Let's turn it really quickly. 200, oh, I'm getting 250, but I did touch it. So let me reset it. So let's go ahead and pop that back on there. 249 grams is still what I'm seeing here. Even if it was at 250 grams, the way I interpret it, the rule is that if it's over 250 grams, you would need to register it. Even if this thing did tip the scales at, let's say, 251, is it really a big deal that you would have to register your drone? Yes, for the people in Canada, because then you would have to have a license and all this specific requirements to fly it. And if I go over the border, which I may, I want to fly a drone, and this would be the drone that I bring. So that's why it's so important, and that's why Freewell has done a great job at making these things as light as they possibly can. I mean, literally, when you hold these in your hand, they feel like nothing. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw one of these on the scale just to show you that it won't even register. I mean, you can almost hear the hollowness of these ND filters. Now, they are fragile. They are fragile because they are so light, but they are very, very well built. And you can see right here, even on this standard ND filter, you can see the screws. You can see the screws and all the details that they put into this, and it's got very, very premium glass. So really quick, a brief refresher what a ND filter is, because a lot of people that bought this are probably new pilots. So what does these actually do? Well, the idea is if I'm shooting at 60 frames per second, you want your shutter speed to be double that of your frame rate. So that would mean I would need it at 120. But OriginaldoBo, this doesn't have manual settings, you say. You're right, but if I'm shooting in automatic, well, this would essentially figure out the correct settings that it would need to be at to make sure it smooths out the frame rate to the shutter rate. Is it an exact science? Well, no. Thanks, OriginaldoBo, that really clears things up. You're welcome, Carl. I'm glad I could help. So, with all that said, how's the footage actually look with these ND filters? Well, not bad. There is the slightest bit of color shift, but you be the judge. So like I said, there's the tiniest bit of color shift, but I did notice that the footage was exceptionally smoother. The other thing that this is going to do is help with your dynamic range in those really, really bright situations where sometimes I would find the sky just gets totally blown out with the Mini because it doesn't know how to expose for the shadows and the highlights. This does a great job. It's not going to do anything for the overall image, but it does help with the contrast of the image. And that's where I think that these are a big win. Now, if DJI, if and when they ever allow us to use manual controls, if they deem us responsible enough to be able to adjust our shutter rate and frames per second and ISO without a license, God, I certainly hope so, they would trust us, then these would be even more powerful than they are right now. But as of right now, this will definitely help and get you a better image than what you would get without these. So you wouldn't use these at night or anything like this. This is strictly going to help with the day, but I'm really impressed with the quality. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check these out for yourself. I hope this video was helpful in deciding whether or not this is an accessory that you need. I know how you drone guys love to accessorize your drones, but if there's one thing that you should get, it's definitely ND filters. I think it's a must, especially if you're just focused on video. Photo, not so much, because you can adjust the shutter speed to whatever you want. Nobody's going to know, unless if you're shooting long exposure photography, that's when you would need a ND filter. But for everything else, this works great for video. Links will be in the description below. And as always, stay original.